G'day guys, I'm Kwackajack and this is a 2015 Yamaha MT-07 Lambs. Now, I'm really excited to take this bike out because believe it or not, I've never actually ridden an MT-07. They are one of, if not the most popular beginner motorcycle out there, so I think it's about time that I finally hop on one. And we're starting on a good one. We're going for the first generation, so we're going to see where it all began. But before we get into that, let's have a look around at some of its key features.
It's got a 655cc parallel twin motor, pushing out 52 horsepower at 8,000 RPM and a very healthy 57.5 Newton meters of torque at 4,000. There's 41mm front forks and an adjustable link type monocross holding you at the back. For its brakes, you have dual 282mm front pedal discs and a single 245mm at the rear. And that's all wrapped up into a 179kg wet weight package, which you'll be sitting on at a height of 805mm.
All right, let's also have a listen to the stock exhaust. I also want to say a big thank you to our friends over at Team Moto Kawasaki in Bowen Hills. They're the guys that lent me this motorcycle. They're my local motorcycle dealership. If you're in the market for a new one or are thinking about trading in the one you've currently got, go and check them out because they've got a huge range of great bikes. All right, let's hop on the bike to do our first ride before coming back for my final thoughts. Alrighty, recording, let's go. Oh yeah, that's nice. Oh, the torque on this thing is delightful. Alrighty, so here in Australia, the MT-07 Lambs model comes with the same 270-degree crossplane crank engine, but it is 655cc here, so it is restricted. It's about as powerful as you can get on a learner-approved bike though, coming in at around 52 horsepower and 57.5 Newton meters of torque. This is a very famous motorcycle, of course. I can't imagine how many people would have started their motorcycling careers on something just like this. So with a wet weight of 179 kilograms sitting on the road, this thing's quite light for the size of the engine that's inside it. And you can definitely tell that while going around the corners. Woo. Growl. Now look, I think if you're a beginner rider or looking for your first motorcycle, it's impossible to ignore Yamaha's MT range. They've got the MT-03, they've got this, the MT-07, and it's a real pinnacle in the class, and I'm starting to see why. This thing is a hoot. You're sitting up quite high on this motorcycle at 805mm, and the seating position, I would say, is really good for a learner rider. It's very comfortable. I'm quite tall as well. I'm around 6 foot, maybe just a little bit over, and the seating position for me on this thing is fantastic. It's quite upright, slightly leaned forward, but man, it's comfortable. One thing to note, if you are a learner rider, there is no assist or slipper clutch here. So you gotta be on your game with your downshifts. All right, let's try the corners. Woo, woo, woo. Very capable, nice. Man, I reckon if you put an exhaust on here, it would sound brilliant. And that's why so many people put them on. And flick. Yeah. Alrighty, this bike will definitely be putting a smile on your face. Now, it doesn't feel as sporty as a dedicated sports bike, but it handles really fantastically for a naked. I think it's the lightness. It's just easy to flick and then you ring it out. So this is a first generation motorcycle, with it first originally coming out in 2014. Now, the original 2014 models did not have any form of ABS. This one, being a 2015, has had that added on. So I think if you are looking for an older MT-07, you probably want one from 2015 onwards, once that's been added in, because it is quite a simple motorcycle. It's you don't really have a whole lot in terms of extras or features, but I think ABS as a basic thing is good to have. While it also is a light motorcycle, as we mentioned, 179 kilos, it doesn't feel like a featherweight. You know, if you're on a little sport bike or naked like a Ninja 400 or like a Duke 390, those things get blown around in the wind a lot, and this thing feels a bit more secure than those. This one feels like it's a bit more planted on the road. It has got a little bit more heft than them, but yeah, I think for someone who's a learner rider and might be insecure, especially about taking it on the highway, this one is a little bit more reassuring. It's definitely not affected by that as much. Whoa. Going over an unsealed road now, and I would definitely say that the suspension is on the softer side. But I think for a naked like this, which is meant to be sort of an everyday kind of bike around the city, to and from work, that's what you want. It's very comfortable. We've been riding for, I don't know, probably half an hour now, and I'm still, I feel like I've just gotten on it. It's very comfortable to sit on. One thing to note about this motorcycle is that the throttle pull is actually quite short. So I'll show you what I mean. Right, so that's all the way out, and then that's it. That's all the way in. There's not much. It's not a big flick of the wrist. It's very short and sharp, and it delivers all of that torque really quickly. And I think that helps add to the fun feeling of the bike. All right, let's do a quick brake test. Let's start with the rear. It's not bad actually. And the front. Oh yeah, very good. Happy with that. I don't want to slow down, I want to go faster. There is a little bit of a slow speed engine drone happening on my right side, but as soon as you open it up, that's drowned out. Yeah. Hey, yeah. Bloody bush turkeys. They're out in force today. Well look, I think the overall theme of this bike is just fun. Pure fun. Honestly, that 650cc cross-plane 2-cylinder gives you the perfect amount of torque for while you're on a learner license. In fact, you probably don't even need that much, but God, it's just exhilarating. Woo! And intoxicating. But when you come to a corner, you've got the reassurance that the bike's light enough and the suspension's confident enough to put you around it. You know, I'm not sure if I'd take it to the track, but you definitely could. The good thing about this motorcycle is you don't have to do a whole lot to be rewarded. With such a short pull of the throttle, you get such a nice sounding and satisfying result.
So, what are my final thoughts on the first gen MT-07? Well, I can see why it's so popular. It's proof that you don't need all the power, fancy rider aids, and all the electronics to have fun. It's a pretty simple bike, just a good, fun engine wrapped in a lightweight and capable package. That motor is the clear highlight. The torque is intoxicating but controllable and shouldn't be too much for a learner. I think it would be more than enough to keep a learner here well past you've ditched the L plates. The short pull on the throttle gives you that power quickly and smoothly, and they've also done a great job of keeping the vibrations in check. The stock exhaust is pretty good too, but I think if you want to get the most out of this bike, you want to chuck an aftermarket on there, and that's why so many people do. I'm impressed with the handling of this thing. Being so light meant it felt very capable, and you can hit the twisties a lot harder than you'd expect. The suspension, I would say, is slightly on the softer side, and it eats rougher roads without complaint, while giving some good feedback. The brakes handled themselves well and had enough stopping power for any of the tighter situations that I came across.
I'm a fan of the seating position too. I was on here for well over an hour and found it very comfortable. I'm just over 6 foot and about 90 kilograms, and I think it handles my proportions pretty well. Overall, this thing just feels like a well put together package. There's nothing fancy happening here, but it works. Having tested a same year MT-09 a few weeks ago, that thing had a really snatchy throttle. Thankfully, here it's not as bad, and I think it would be more than capable to use in the city. For someone looking for their first bike or just a really good all-rounder, it's great. But yeah, look, I can't argue with the package that Yamaha are offering here. In terms of bang for buck, whew, it's right up there. I'm glad that I started on a first generation model, so any of the future ones I can go back and compare to the original. But yeah, look, overall, 2 thumbs up from me. Big fan of the MT-07. If you're looking for a naked bike, definitely be on your list. But there you have it, guys. Thanks for watching. Until next time, see ya. If not the most, whoa. They are. So today, we're doing it right. We're starting on, so today we're doing, they've got to be one, far out, fucking noisy bugs. They've got to be one of, g'day. Run, Forrest, run. Bah. No. God damn it. These fucking flies, bro. About to karate chop some fucking wings off. Go Mr. Miyagi on your ass. Hey, yeah, fucking, hey. Fuck. Okay. Helped it, and you can hit. Is that fucking thunder? What is that? Damn. Fucking rumble in the jungle.